Jaguars. And hello, friends. Welcome to the booth here in Kansas City. Jim Nance along with but here was an offensive coordinator in KC for Coach Reed, 2013 through 15 in Doug Peterson. Let me bring in Tony. And look, Patrick Mahomes, the numbers continue to be Star Wars numbers. And here he goes running the football, passing for 400 yards. Oof. And what can the Jags do today against him?
It's going to be hard. By the way, you said protege right there. Am I your protege? Because that feels like when you're saying it, I feel like Doug Peterson.
You want to be. I'd be happy to say that.
I tell you what, it's the same thing. But truly, Patrick Mahomes is playing at that rare spot where his athleticism is meeting his football mind, and all of a sudden it's really hard for teams. He's going to figure out what you're doing, at some point throughout the game. The Jags have their hands full today. However, they do have the ability with a front to be able to create pressure on great quarterbacks, and they've given some of them trouble.
One of the guys I was talking about that's really started now to gel is Juju Smith-Schuster. We've seen it the last couple of weeks.
We really have, and I think it's really hard when you go to a new team, to find your niche, how to be like, what am I going to do? What's my role on this team? And I think the player, Juju, and the team knows what he's really good at, and they're starting to use him in multiple ways, Jim. And you're seeing his skill set show off. They're giving him more wiggle room now to kind of like feel and react and not just run what's on the paper, the route. And you're seeing him take off with over 100 yards in 2 of the last 3 games.
We met with the Jags last night. We like what we see. I know the record's 3-6. They haven't been blown out by anybody. They could have, they've led in every game this year.
Every game.
And their quarterback, you're impressed by what you see from Trevor.
I am. It's like he's in his second year, so everyone wants it to fast forward, and he's either great or he's not. And I think you're seeing a guy really come into his own. He played his best game of the season last week. And in that second half, he was 15 of 16. And they came back against the Raiders, and they weren't doing it earlier in the year. And you see these type of throws, those aren't normal. You don't just drop them in a bucket aggressively, and you don't stand in and take shots and throw it 25 yards down the field on a dime. And then the athleticism to move, create, and then throw it to the sideline. That's why he's the #1 pick in the draft, and I think you're going to see him get better and better.
Speaking of #1, tell us what you like about this guy right here. ETN, he's been sensational. Over 100 the last 3 weeks.
I think this is why they traded James Robinson. I think you put the tape on and you're like, this is the guy. We got to get him the football, and they've been doing that, and that's made them very hard. And I think you're seeing Jacksonville come into their own. This is going to be a game, Jim. This team is good.
And what must they do to stay in this game, to do that, to be in it?
Well, they got to continue to run the football, and really the evolution of Trevor Lawrence could start here today. Or does Mahomes come back with his magic?
It's a raucous scene as always. We got it coming up next on CBS.
What answers do you want? I want the truth.
98 people were killed when this condominium collapsed last year in Florida. 1 year later, no one knows why. 60 Minutes tonight.
New Survivor, Wednesday at 8/7 Central on CBS.
It is more than chilly in Chiefs Kingdom. It is downright cold, but we're set for a good one. Jacksonville and Kansas City. It's next on CBS.
If I could be.
Distance means so little when a gift says so much. Etsy has it.
It's the Little Caesars Pizza Pregame with Pals, Pepsi, and Pizza.
A pizza pregame with Pals, Pepsi, and Pizza.
Totally.
Thanks, Matthew Pafford.
Order online before games and you can win prizes like Super Bowl 57 tickets.
Pizza.
You called that touchdown. Saw that sack coming. Predicted the pizza tasted better than it looks. And, of course, you knew the game's not over until it's over. So now head to the FanDuel app, choose your free game, and pick along with Phil and Boomer for your shot at a share of $1 million in prizes. FanDuel, make every moment more.
All righty, Phil, I'm looking at that Broncos-Titans game. I think this is going to be a defensive struggle for both teams, even for Tennessee with Ryan Tannehill back at quarterback. I do expect a low-scoring game.
All right, good pick, Boomer. I'm going with the Dolphins offense. They have back-to-back games, though, with 30 points, and I think they do it again today against the Cleveland Browns.
There's still time to outpick Phil and Boomer. Head to the FanDuel app now to choose your free game and play for a share of $1 million in prizes.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Jacksonville about to kick to Kansas City. Before that, though, let's bring in Tracy down on the sideline. Trace?
Jim, Doug Peterson told us this is a benchmark game for them. They are coming off a huge win over the Raiders. They were down 17-0, and they snapped a 5-game losing streak. But Peterson told us now they need to string together some wins. They need to be more consistent. They need to gain some confidence. And what better way than in this environment? On the road, it is cold, it is loud. He's facing his mentor in Andy Reid, and it is the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's a lot to consider right there. All the way from Florida, I guess not from Jacksonville, though, wearing all that Chiefs gear. The Jags, when they left yesterday, was 82 degrees back home. Here it's 35, feels like 25. That's one way to keep warm.
What a layout right there. That was incredible. That got me going right here. This atmosphere, this is where you want to play in big games. I mean, they're the new kind of standard, right, in the AFC. It's got the Patriots for so long. Now it's coming in here.
Onside kick to start it. And the Jags have recovered, I believe.
Of course, as we're talking, you don't get it. This is amazing. What a call.
Riley Patterson, the kicker, executing it to perfection, and he recovered it as well. Doug Peterson comes back to Kansas City, former offensive coordinator here, and calls for the onside kick. Remember, the Chiefs won the toss and wanted the football, and they got caught napping to open the game.
Well, guess what? Heath Farwell, there's Doug Peterson. The student becomes the master all of a sudden, but Heath Farwell, the special teams coordinator, comes up with a great, way to get off to a great start. But he's the guy. The special teams coordinator for the Jags was on the Bills last year. Got a lot of flack kicking that ball out of bounds. This is his first kick.
Line of scrimmage, 4th and 9.
So many plays.
We did the game earlier in the year. I'm talking to Coach Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator. When you have Bolton and Gay, 50 and 32 out there, they have team speed all over the place. And now you can play man, you can play zone. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're good. There's Spags, one of the great D coordinators. But you're going to see them take off the rest of the year. Don't be worried. This defense is going to be just fine going forward.
3rd and 9. Well protected and is batted at the line. Incomplete. And now what will they do? They're going to not waste any time. Bring out the special teams unit. And they will be punting.
This is going to be a first down. Karlaftis gets his hand up and times the jump. Whenever you get blocked, at the line.
Waste any time. Bring out the special teams unit. And they will be punting.
This is going to be a first down. Karlaftis gets his hand up and jump and time it, and he did it well there.
So Kadarius Toney in his second game as the Chiefs back deep. It's going to go over his head into the end zone touchback. Tony, the last time you called a game with an onside kick on the opening kickoff was when?
My first game of my career was a young Jim Nance when he was just starting off.
First game we ever called.
A Corona and palm trees.
A Corona and calm seas.
And a bomb breeze.
And our strong knees.
It's Andy and Snoop.
And we're eating Guam cheese.
Guam cheese?
Yeah, I don't know. I ran out of rhymes.
Ah, humbug.
Happy holidays, Mr. Scrooge.
I can barely get reception outside the old town center.
You need a better network. 'Tis the season to switch to Verizon.
Tis?
Tis. You get a free 5.
Well, the more gifts, the merrier. For me.
Oh, Scrooge.
This season, only Verizon gives you a free 5G phone and another gift, like a tablet, smartwatch, and earbuds, all on us.
Wow.
Switch now to the network America relies on.
I draw on players' faces when they're asleep.
Coach, you don't need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan just helps you create an affordable price.
It happened again.
Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's Walmart's Black Friday.
Tonight at 8, exclusively on Paramount Network.
Patrick Mahomes last Sunday night set the NFL record for the most passing yards in a quarterback's first 75 games of his career. But he actually did it in 71. So he shattered the record. He's having his biggest season as far as numbers of passing yards. And last week, Tony, you mentioned it on the NFL Today, he led the team in rushing. That was a big part of their win against Tennessee.
Yeah, they really needed every bit of his legs. He ran into that touchdown late in the game. Just under 3 minutes to go to tie the game. And 3rd and 9 for the 14 play.
First play for the Chiefs is Pacheco for 2 yards. This Kansas City offense, well, it's the only team in the NFL averaging 30 points a game. KC.
Well, this is really the impressive part about it is everyone knows 2018 when they came on, they were just coming out like gangbusters, and Tyreek Hill averaging 35. This is the second most points per game in the Mahomes era this year without Tyreek.
How about that? 2nd and 8. And that was intended for Kelsey. You saw it on the sideline. You saw Tony, who had been back, never had a chance to field the punt. We might see quite a bit of the former Giant in this game. And here's the defense led by the first overall, not led by, but certainly on his way to leading this team for years to come. You got to think of Trayvon Walker.
I really like him, Jim. I mean, I feel like that was a really tough decision, right? People are talking about who do they take, because there was really 2 defensive linemen.
Yeah, Ian Hutchinson.
And I think they're really happy with who they got. You see him right there. He's got long arms. He's that explosive, athletic, and big.
3rd and 8. Can they get the Chiefs off the field? Now Mahomes going to work the legs again, just like he did last Sunday night. And he picks up the first down with plenty to spare.
You talked about it 2 plays ago. His legs have been a huge part, of them this year on big possessions, situational downs. He used it man-to-man coverage, which means everyone flows across the field with the offense. And at the end of it,
here's what he did last week. He set a franchise record for most completion, most pass attempts, and well, all that stuff. Single game history, 5th ever for over 400 passing, 60 rushing. Pretty mind-blowing. 1 of 6 quarterbacks to lead his team last week in rushing. Here he's going to throw it to Noah Gray, who had a huge catch in overtime. Acrobatic catch to set up the winning field goal.
And you see just the magic of Mahomes right there. Pump faking, reading, feeling, and then throwing the ball to the side. But the legs, this is why I keep saying he's in that perfect little pocket, that space and time where you have all the knowledge of the sport that's all coming together. You learn football at a high level, and yet you're still athletic and you can move. That's 5 straight games over 20 yards rushing for him this year.
2nd and 3.
Go.
Rolling out. Now he brings it wide open. And the catch is made by Justin Watson, his 7th catch of the season. 2 of them have gone for touchdowns. Pick up 12 right here, Tony.
Yeah, it's a smash concept. Watch him roll out, Jim. Go ahead and pause this right here. This is why Mahomes, he's looking over here. He's holding him, and he's keeping him there so you can throw to the behind him. That's where the eyes, he just does it at such an incredible level. It's almost unteachable.
From the 40 of Jacksonville. Fake now. Looking for other options. Pocket is sealed for a long time. Goes to Kelsey underneath, but just 2.
I'm so impressed, and I know this will be one Andy Reid will love as well, because back in the day, Patrick Mahomes would have went through that read and then started to spin out, roll out, and go create and make something happen. And now all of a sudden he goes, I'm going to move. No, I'm going to stay in the pocket.
Right here.
No one's actually next to me.
Stay right here.
It feels like I should be moving. And he stayed in the pocket and found something. Moved along. It's a nondescript play, but huge. Just to see his development.
Pacheco, the running back, 2nd and 8. It's driven it to Smith-Schuster, unable to hold on to it. Would have been near the first. Got a 3rd and 8 on the way. And Mahomes a little shaken up, gimpy.
Right at the end of it, he's going to get 2 guys hitting him, but that's really just a drop. Juju trying to turn before he catches. Oh. Roy Robertson Harris collides.
It was a shot put. That wasn't a pass. McKinnon comes into the backfield. He's been questionable this week with several ailments. But he's a game day active. 3rd and 8. Found him. Smith-Schuster at the 12. Not going to drop it this time. And Juju has the Chiefs set up in the red zone.
I can't believe it. They blitzed Mahomes. I was sitting there going, are you really going to blitz this guy? We've seen so many games. They bring 5. And every time I see this year, Mahomes leading the league with the most touchdown passes against the blitz. He has 10. And he's 76% against the blitz. It just keeps going.
Crazy.
I can tell you 50 things, but.
Now there you can see their dominance. And this is where they find themselves residing right now, in the red zone. Marked at the 13. Pacheco. lost the football, and out with it is Jacksonville. It's Devin Lloyd, the rookie out of Utah, and a red zone takeaway. That's actually been 27 games without a red zone takeaway by the Jacksonville defense. Goes back a couple of seasons. They get one right here.
But Jenkins comes flying in and delivers the hit. Number 2 is safety, and then Lloyd right here, their first-round pick. Long, lengthy, can run. Wow, what a start for Jacksonville.
Is it creamy?
You know it.
Is it flaky?
Yes.
And it's only $6? That's a real steal of a meal. Wink. Hurry, this $6 deal ends soon.
Keenan.
Hey, Keenan.
Looking good.
Feeling good. I just found all these cars on Auto Trader.
Wow.
I wait for the best part there, Microwave. A dealer is going to deliver this car to our home.
Never leave home. Never leave home.
Oh, it's here. There is one thing I can't do from home. Drive.
Someone stop him.
Keenan!
Got your letter, refrigerator. Roll out.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Progressive, the right call to protect your home and car. KFC's new $6 combo, that's finger-licking good. And by Auto Trader.
There's Rayshon Jenkins, who forced it. He had been in concussion protocol. And then you got Lloyd. Could be a shining star here for this defense. 29th pick in the first round with the recovery. And first down play action. Planting the feet and firing. And this time it's held on to by Kirk. It wasn't touched until now by Snead near the 50.
And there you see Kirk. You want to play man-to-man, coming from the right side. But really, this is why I think the ceiling is so high for Trevor Lawrence. I mean, the combination of him and his talent level, and then you put Etienne at tailback, and then these receivers and Kirk. And by the way, Calvin Ridley's going to be a part of this. They traded for him.
Very slick move on the final day of the deadline. Here's Etienne, and the Chiefs are all over him. Chenal, a rookie, who's also playing some good football out of Wisconsin. That's a loss of 1. So you see the improvement, sophomore rise. These are all better than a year ago.
Yeah, well, he's going to naturally improve, but really bringing in Doug Peterson and his system, which really starts in Andy Reid's system. And you see just his knowledge of the sport and his ability to get through progressions faster. And he still has a ways to go, but I think his ceiling is really high. Doug Peterson has done an outstanding job, him and Press Taylor.
There's a completion to Kirk, and it's a pickup of 8. And Mike McCoy, also the quarterback coach, former Charger
exactly
coach.
Right.
He's one of the great ones. Let's get an update, and it's led by JP in New York.
Miami looking for its 4th straight.
Yeah, Tua Tagovailoa right there off the RPO is going to find Alec Ingold in the flat, 13 yards after Cleveland scored on their first drive. It's tied up now 7-7.
Jim Nance, Tony Romo, and Tracy Wolfson.
All right, JB, Coach, thank you so much. 7 minutes to go in the first. And third and 2. As Lawrence sees Chris Jones waiting for him. He cuts it back inside, and that's closed in a hurry by Willie Gay. 4th and 2. Will there be any risk here for possible reward? No, they're going to go punt.
This is all 95. Chris Jones blowing it up. You see him take on Sheriff, and that's how you pronounce it. Brandon Sheriff told us it's Sheriff. That's all Chris Jones, 95. You want your best player on big downs to come up big, and he did there on 3rd down.
So for the second possession, Jacksonville breaks down right around the area of the Chiefs' 40. And here's the punt by Cook. And the ball's on the ground. Ball's on the ground in the end zone.
So once Jacksonville touches it the first time, this came up last week, Kansas City can come running in and try and get it.
Brian Cook was the Chiefs player down there. Jacksonville touched the whole thing.
Yeah, Jacksonville touches it first. You'll see it right here. At this point, you cannot. He touched it right there.
Hit him in the helmet.
And now you should try and go get it, Kansas City, because you can't have a turnover no matter what. Even if they recover that, the ball's already dead technically. That's the one where Jacksonville didn't want to go in the end zone.
The kicking team touched the ball first, then the receiving team touched the ball, and then it was recovered in the end zone. By rule, that's a touchback. It's 1st down, Kansas City. Timeout.
All right, so some interesting plays here in this first quarter. No score.
CBS Sports HQ. Watch anytime.
A few of the hijinks in this first quarter, including the lost onside kick on the opening kickoff. Andy Reid, by the way, when he was an Eagles coach in 2000, started the season with a successful onside kick in a game against Dallas. So, and of course, Doug Peterson was on the staff there. Here's the run by Pacheco. And slipping through ankle tackles and picking up about 15.
And you can see why he's getting some more playing time as the season continues to go on, and he's kind of, lead back more so than he was early part of the year. But his skill set, he runs with urgency. He has rapid fire feet, I call it, never stops. And he keeps his pad level low and aggressive. Really good pick by this organization.
Mark it at the 33. Mahomes finds an open target. Who else? Kelsey, 40, 30, near the 20, and out of bounds.
This is where you can't teach. Go ahead and run this. Mahomes going to roll out and pause. Look at where he's looking, Jim. He's going over here, so he doesn't know where to go. Because he's like, who's down over there? It's the eyes of Mahomes that really helps this play, get that wide open, even though Kelsey's going to get wide open normally. But they're all looking at Mahomes, and you can't do that in zone. That's why you can't play zone against these great quarterbacks all the time.
This is the longest reception of the season for Kelsey, 46 yards. For 17 targets last week. Here's Fortson, another one of the tight ends who's coming on just in his second year out of Valdosta State. Pick up a 6.
You called it earlier, Gray with a big one last week in overtime, but
pretty good tight end room.
It really is.
Led by the best.
Exactly right. And we talk about them playing zone. The biggest thing that shows up is Jacksonville tried to play a bunch of man. They came into the season, we're going to play man, and it kind of hurt them a little bit. And now they're like, hey, we got a good defensive front, right? We got Allen, we got Walker. So they're like, let's play zone, keep it in front. That's helped. The problem is now you're running into Patrick Mahomes, who's going to lose you with sense.
Here's another great run. Pacheco butts heads near the 6.
This is the juice you want to see out of your young player, but it's really Humphrey and Smith, center and right guard, creating some room so the youngster can get out there and show off his ability. You see that whole space? That's displacement, we call it.
The 9-yard run by Pacheco, and they bring in now Kadarius Toney. We've mentioned him a couple times, just traded a little more than a week ago. Got him from the Giants. He's up at the top. They're coming in motion. And first and goal, it's over to Toney, and he tiptoes and tight ropes for a touchdown. His first NFL touchdown.
First touchdown, and they get him in a trade. They gave up a 3rd and a 6th for next year, and Andy Reid, looks like you got a pretty good one. Hey, why don't you come in next week? We'll score you a touchdown, and you can tiptoe in on the sideline.
When I talked to Andy this week, he gave us every indication that he was going to be a lot more. Look at the way. No, he does not have an injured hamstring here, folks. It's a bunny hop to the end zone.
And that's literally his gift, though. He's got this, unique ability in short space to create separation. I think they're really going to utilize that the rest of the year.
Bucker adds the extra point. 6 to Toney, but set up by the 46-yard pass play to Kelsey. And here it is, hopping all the way home for the touchdown.
I've got that blue sky, I've got that sunshine.
Jags tackle home together this year.
Well, the Jags have had some chances in this first quarter, but they found themselves down 7 as the Chiefs drive 80 yards in only 5 plays.
This really is a microcosm of the Jags season.
It is.
You're doing a lot of stuff good, but just end up losing.
Had a big return last week to start the second half with 52 yards. And he gets across the 30 here. As you look at the National World War I Museum and Memorial, located here in KC, I'd like to remind you that Salute to Service is a year-round effort by the NFL and its long-standing military and veteran support partners to honor, empower, and connect with our nation's military community. Learn more about the NFL's impact work with its Salute to Service partners by visiting NFL.com/salute.
You saw Agnew, Jim. He's very dangerous. 4 total touchdowns in his career. In special teams.
And ETN has to go up the middle, and Dunlop ends it rather quickly. Give him 3 yards. The first 2 possessions both ended in Kansas City territory, but punts in both cases at the end.
Yeah, this Kansas City team has to come in with one thing right now. It's like you have to stop the run. Jacksonville has the most first downs in the NFL on offense. Over 200, and that's because they run the football, and they run it really efficiently. And since ETN has come on, no one's been better at it. So if you slow that down, they don't get in these 3rd and shorts. Last week, they had like 13 under 3rd and 5.
2nd and 7 coming after. Lawrence spins away, and he's able to get back out to the 37. That was Chenal who busted across quickly and then had to change direction and got the tackle. And a loss of 1. Give him a sack.
Right here, you're going to see Chenal come flying in, time the blitz. Looks like you're not coming, and then you pick that gap, and that's where you all of a sudden make the quarterback move, slide over. But you can see the speed of it a little bit.
Chenal's first NFL sack. The rookie. Impressive right there.
Yeah, and believe me, they got Bolton and Gay. Chenal, their 3rd rounder this year. Future's bright in that linebacking room.
3rd and 7. Agnew comes in for the Jags offense. And a slot to the left. More pressure. Another sack. Dunlop had him down low. And Jones up top. They'll split that one, I believe.
This is all Chris Jones. You're going to see Dunlop do the work, but watch in the middle, Jones right here. He's going to absolutely make Sheriff whiff. And once that happens, now you got to go outside, and Dunlap meets you there. But you can't whiff, and it's hard to do to a guy like, as a veteran of Brandon Sheriff's ability.
Cook to punt. It's 3rd in the NFL in gross average. 4th in net. They're caught by Tony, the touchdown maker today for the Chiefs after a 52-yard boot. Doug Peterson trying to plead his case. His team's down 7 here in the first.
Well, would you look at that?
Sylvester Stallone in Tulsa King, a new original series from Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Yellowstone. Streaming now exclusively on Paramount Plus. Head to ParamountPlus.com to try it free. Sly is back. So are the Chiefs on offense at the 21. With a minute to go in this opening quarter. Pacheco's still the running back. He did a lot of the heavy lifting on that last touchdown drive. With runs to this right side. Cuts it back middle. And he's got close to another 5. Hit first by Devin Lloyd.
This is where the tape shows every week when the Chiefs are able to, just be efficient in the run game. Like, that's really good. A first down run going to get 4 yards keeps you in phase. And if you can do that, now all of a sudden Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Juju, Tony obviously coming on now, they become way better because now you can do anything you want here. You can run the ball, you can play action, you can drop back, you can throw it quick, you can throw it deep.
And 2nd and 6. They move Juju over to that right side. And he's open. Smith-Schuster has the first down to the 33. Boy, what a difference it's been the last 3 weeks for Smith-Schuster as he's getting comfortable and just really enjoying himself here in a Kansas City uniform.
Yeah, it's really hard when you come in here. What I really love about Juju is he watched Kelce, and he's like, well, if he's always getting the ball, he's not running the exact route that we have, but he's always getting open. So he studied, asked questions. He was really taking off, and he knows this offense cold. Kansas City, Jacksonville. I still think this is going to be a close game, Jim. I'm just saying.
And streaming on Paramount Plus.
Well, the Chiefs put up 163 yards in that first quarter. 2 for 2 on 3rd down. Those were both 3rd and 8 situations. Now they got a first down to start the 2nd.
Play action.
Here they come. It's Lloyd coming after him. Still almost completed as we see Edwards-Helaire getting his first action of the game incomplete. And Tracy had a chance to catch up with Coach Peterson.
Coach, you told us yesterday, knowing Andy so well, you need to survive the first quarter. You had the opportunities. What more do you need to see?
Yeah, number one, we got to, offensively, we got to stay on the field. We had a couple opportunities, especially in that first drive to hit some big plays. They made them, we didn't. That's something we're encouraged by. We can stick with it. We got to get a stop here on defense, now get the ball back, and try to put some points on the board here in the second quarter.
Appreciate the time. Thank you.
2nd and 10. He's alluding to that drop by Kirk that would have gone for about 30. Down to the 10-yard line. Incomplete again. They go to Edwards-Helaire. Yeah, that drop pass on the opening drive. Big now. You look at it.
I agree. Like, it's the difference. And then you got to remember, Karlaftis had the tip at the line of scrimmage on 3rd down.
He was opening there, too.
Which is wide open. Yep, I saw it. It was going to be there. So those two plays really changed the trajectory of the rest of the quarter.
So 3rd and 10, and the Chiefs this year on 3rd and 10 have converted 44% of the time. 10 and longer. That's crazy.
It really is. And this is a historically unbelievable 3rd down team. Patrick Mahomes last year, 52%, like the highest ever in the NFL. And now this year they're threatening it again.
You get that kind of time, things can happen. Jags say incomplete. Went to Valdez-Scantling, and it was not a catch. So they're able to take him off the field.
That's what we call the announcer's jinx. We say they're as good as anybody ever.
Ooh, that was one that should have been caught also.
Yeah, that's a route where you can go up and kind of stop and sit in that hole like a curl or keep moving in, and they both read it differently. I think Mahomes thought he would keep moving, and Scantling thought he should stop.
Tommy Townsend, 2nd in the NFL in gross average, 51.5 per punt. Got 2 great punters here today. This one on his best, come up the field to the 27, and now taking off up the middle. What a run by Agnew, who gives them such energy in the kicking game, in the return game. That's a 20-yard run back. We'll be back in 30 after this from Walmart.
Ooh, a delivery from Michael Bolton?
Yeah, they brought me in to improve morale.
Hey, new Michael Bolton. Did you hear Walmart is making Black Friday on Mondays now?
I heard it about 7 hours earlier than you did because I'm a Walmart Plus member. Tell me how Black Friday deals are on a Monday. Now that I've been shopping for so long.
Tommy Townsend with a tremendous acting performance here.
Oh,
just
Lloyd,
laid out.
Lloyd.
Is he okay?
Just, it's like, wow, I can't believe I survived that incredible hit on me.
By the way, that is not Townsend. I know. You're starting to feel really bad about yourself right there. That is not Townsend. That's Chris Lamons. Not to make light of his situation right here, but
he's up and moving. He's all right.
Yep. He's walking off just fine. And it was not Townsend.
CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Jamal Agnew's 20-yard return has set up Jacksonville with an excellent starting point. 46-yard line.
This is rare for Jacksonville. For those of you who haven't seen them this year, we know how good Kansas City is, but they've held the lead in every game this year, and they're 3-6.
Here is Etienne behind the line of scrimmage. Nick Bolton doesn't get enough credit I believe on a national level. He's just in his second year, but he makes a ton of tackles. Loss of one here.
Watch him right here just flow. He's flowing with everything, and then he turns the jets on right at the end right there and uses that length, athleticism, vision to go create a play. And like you said, he doesn't get enough credit. That's the team speed. You know, if like he's hurt, really gay, and it really changes things, but they're formidable.
2nd and 11. They have been able to contain Etienne so far. 5 totes, 10 yards.
Coming after the young guy.
Lawrence over the head of Ingram. Wasn't much of a window there anyway with Justin Reed in coverage.
Well, this is where, you know, you feel the pressure. So you feel like the ball has to come out at a certain time. So I see this right now. And when Trevor Lawrence really, you know, takes the next step, which I think you'll see as the season goes on and next year for sure, he's going to be a really special player. But right now, he hangs on that guy, and then it's kind of a throwaway almost, instead of moving to the next guy, to the next guy, to the next guy very quickly.
They have not converted on 3rd down so far. 3rd and 11 to go screen here. Etienne's going to get a first down. And look at him go all the way to the 31, running behind Sheriff and others. And the Jags have their longest play from scrimmage, 24 yards on the screen.
Outstanding job. Watch these guys. He's going to be a screen over here. Number 1 right there. He's coming all the way underneath all the linemen. He gets it, and Etienne does the rest. But what a call by Coach Doug Peterson.
And play action with the pass to Dan Arnold. 7th catch of the season. We got a marker. We haven't had many so far on the field for his flags in this game. Brad Rogers will tell us.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That was the first flag of the game. Taylor whistled for that, the right tackle.
Well, that's an RPO, so run-pass option for the quarterback. Quarterback can run it, he can pass it, or he can option it, but at the end of it, your lineman can't be downfield. They don't know which one you're doing. Hand it off. Nope, I'm going to throw it, so it has to happen faster.
It's the risk you run with an RPO, right?
That's exactly right.
So, 1st and 15. 5 yards of damage on the play. And now, Lawrence gets the 5 back and an extra 3. Inside the NFL, the show the pros watch. Tuesdays streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus. Let me do my math over again. That was a gain of 4. So, Lawrence, you don't see him run it all that often. He's got 150.
Oh, they did. They got it off with 0 seconds. It was a quick pass to the outside, and it was dropped. 4th and 12. It's going to be a field goal attempt. They had to, they barely got the ball off before a delay of game. I mean, Trevor Lawrence threw a catchable ball. It was just dropped. I don't know what that was about. What are you going to call the cops? All right, the field goal is up in the air and no freaking good. Let's go, dude. Christine, I'm watching it on YouTube TV. I have a paid subscription to YouTube's version of their cable service. It's $65.
You see, stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on 2 separate tracks. each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on two separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way. Get With someone you are. With someone you are. With someone you are. With someone you are.
sit up, hey, you sit up, hey, you sit up, hey, you. Sit up, hey, you sit up, hey, you sit up, hey, you. Like the cool blue light, 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 like the cool blue light. Sit up, hey, sit up, hey, sit up, hey, sit up, hey, sit up, hey.
quality stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on 2 separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on 2 separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way. Get me
with someone you are.
sit up, you sit up.
BBC stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on 2 separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on 2 separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound, impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
I get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way. Get me
up.
sit down, yeah. You sit down, like the cool blue light, 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 like the cool blue light.
DC stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on 2 separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on 2 separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
I get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way.
sit up, hey. You sit up, hey. You sit up, hey. You sit up, hey. Like the cool blue light.